Hello students, today I bring back to you in my lecture series another explanation and critical analysis of the poem Ulysses written by Lord Alfred Tennyson, and this is based on the Greek, this name is based on the Greek king Ulysses, a Greek king Ulysses, and he's a Greek hero in the Trojan War, a war which was held between the Prince of Troy. Troy is a place which is now in Paris, or which is now called as Paris, and the king of Sparta, Menelaus. After the fall of Troy, after the defeat, Ulysses travels again for another set of 10 years and then explores the world and comes back to his place, his kingdom Ithaca, where he reunites with his family, but he is not very happy to be reunited. This is the picture of the Ulysses kingdom, and the speaker of this poem is Ulysses himself, who is now, by the time he is writing this poem, or by the time this poem is, the time of this poem is when he's almost like a semi-retired soldier, and also he's not acting as a active king. He is, the retired kind of a king as well as soldier, and this poem is considered to be the dramatic monologue, the first true dramatic monologue. When we did the literary terms, or in my lecture series on literary terms, I've already discussed what is a dramatic monologue. It is basically a poem in which the speaker speaks, only a single person is speaking. There is only a monologue with the audience, and the audience responses are again known to us or the readers only through the speech and or we can say the lines of the poem which are there. And there is a great difference between soliloquy and dramatic monologue. Soliloquy is a kind of conversation which is being held in the mind of the speaker, while dramatic monologue is you have a speaker speaking to an audience or a group of people. Now, this poem was written in 1833 and published in 1842, and it is based on a passage in Dante's Inferno, and Tennyson here is, actually exalting a hero and his restless ambition of, achieving more success before he dies. So, the subject of this poem is definitely that a king who has come after so many, large wars he has won, and he has established his control over the world. Now he has come back to his house, he is sitting with his wife, his son is managing the kingdom, but he's restless as he does not want to stay back home as a retiree, sitting with his wife, singing old songs and, helping her in the household chores. He does not want to die listlessly, unknowingly. So we begin the poem in the lines 1 to 5. The poem begins when the king tells us that he will gain nothing by sitting at home, around the fireplace with his wife, as, his son Telecmamus has already taken good control over the kingdom, and he has a good character. Wherever he needs to be very powerful, or wherever he needs to be harsh, he is. Wherever he needs to be soft, he is. So he's very satisfied with his son's performance as a king. So he says that it's okay, I don't need to sit here. And then the next 6 to 11 lines, after this sermonizing, moralistic, gyan dene wali opening, Ulysses tells us more about that, this sitting around uselessly and, idling time bores him. He is irritant of this, and he wants to, drink life to the lees. Now, drinking life to the lees means he wants to live life to the last drop till the time he dies. He is restless. He wants to move again out towards, exploring more worlds, and he cannot sit back home. In lines 11 to 18, he elaborates. Now he's remembering the good old times he's enjoyed during his travels. So he tells us in these lines that he became a name. I became a name means that he became a household name. Everybody started knowing him because of his great adventures. And he was very famous, and he visited very many different places. He came to know about different weathers, governments, and he could understand that his desire to travel more, to his adventurous desire to know more lands, to conquer more lands, is what he again is feeling within himself coming back. So he again discusses with us about the windy Troys and the famous city where the Trojan War took place. So he is remembering all his past. In the next lines from 19 to 24, he justifies, he's trying to make people understand, the audience understand, the reader understand that why does he want to keep traveling, and why does he want to keep his life full of adventure. He says that he wants, or the untraveled world is shining at him, is attracting him, and he wants, it's asking me to come and see the margins of the earth, the last place on the earth. So he wants to move, and basically he's trying to make a kind of, a background for his next adventure. Now in the next lines, from 33 to 38, he introduces us to his son and heir. Heir is Uttaradhikari in Hindi, as we all know. Telechamus, about whom I've already talked, that he has overtaken the job of Ithaca as king of Ithaca. He's smart. He has to himself, all the qualities which a good king needs in him. And he is a very good son as well. So he's going to take care of the people as well as, Ulysses' wife. And he's soft where he needs to be soft, and he's hard where he needs to be hard. Then he tells us more about Telemachus's qualification. He says he's a very great shooter, that even after he's left, if there is any kind of attack on his kingdom, he's a very good guy, and he's very strong, powerful, courageous. He will not, fail. So he's preparing people for his next adventure. In lines 44 to 50, he says that let's now shift our attention to the port of Ithaca, port where the ships are standing. And he says that a ship is being prepared to sail, and gloom should not be, appearing there. There is thunder and sunshine. Thunder and sunshine here mean that sometimes there are good times and sometimes bad times, and we should accept both with equal, warm hands and open arms. So he says that his sailors, even though they do not, they were always with him when he was a free man, but now he's asking them that let's not be tired of the old age, let's not be afraid of the old age, let's make it and move ahead. Now in lines 51 to 56, Ulysses says that death will end everything, and he believes that he still can do great things. Even though he's old, he has won wars against gods also in the Trojan War. But he says that before I tire out means before I die, I still want to, go and, explore the unexplored lands. So the lines lights begin to twinkle from the rocks is an elegant way of saying that, the far off lands are attracting him. Lines 56 to 64, he addresses his friends, his co-patriots, his companions in all his adventures, and he tells them now that it's never too late to go in search of new lands. So let's go ahead, and we should make a mark, and we should not let the age make us nervous or, discourage us. We need to move. We need to go ahead on this last journey. Maybe we'll find the Happy Isles. Happy Isles is again a Greek mythological island where it is believed that Greek heroes like Aeschylus enjoyed perpetual is continuous summer, and after that they died. So he says maybe, maybe we could go there, and maybe we find on this last expedition. From line 65 to 70, he again tells that even though his sailors are also old and there's not much energy, strength left in him and them, but he still says that he must go, they must leave, and they are still a team of one heartbeat. That means they all have one purpose of life, that is to march ahead. And the very important line of the poem is in these lines is to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. It means to strive. We've always struggled, to seek, to find, to look for new places, and not to yield. Kise de agge chukna nahi chahiye. We should not be discouraged. So we shall die living strong. So with this we end this poem. It's a beautiful poem of optimism, of achievement, of motivation, and very easy and important from the examination point of view. Once again I request you that like and subscribe the channel, and if you have any more further kinds of queries or suggestions, do write in the comment section, and I shall be returning back soon with more videos on more poetry and poetical pieces. Thank you. Stay safe in your places while this COVID-19 lasts. Bye-bye.